So, as some of you may know or may not know, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on Tuesday blocked unanimous passage of the $2,000 COVID-19 stimulus check requested by Donald Trump. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer asked for a unanimous vote on the 5-page bill that passed the House on Monday with 44 Republican votes. Now, what I really want to talk about is not this issue itself. I'll give you a couple of facts at the end to really highlight how big of a problem this is. But what I really want to discuss is how strong of a reaction that social media has given to this news. So Bernie Sanders has essentially been exalted in the light of all of this. Excuse me. And it kind of struck a chord with me because it was very interesting to see, what people were saying about him. And all these things are true. I mean, the guy's a pioneer. He's a hero. But let me just read off to you a couple of tweets before I really get into this. So one tweet says, Bernie Sanders is fighting to get all of us $2,000 checks while Joe Biden is just barely getting out of bed, just in case you were wondering if y'all voted for the right guy. Another person says, currently watching Bernie Sanders call out the entire Senate right now, and I really could cry. This man is still fighting for so many people he will never know. Another person says, Democrats, it's totally fine to be publicly thankful for Senator Sanders as he demonstrates time and time again what it means to fight for working people and get results. Now, this same sentiment was echoed across my entire Twitter timeline, and I follow a lot of lefties, so that's pretty much all my timeline is ever, is people talking good about Bernie Sanders and, left politics in general. And of course, as this is going on, people are absolutely dunking on bitch McConnell and talking a whole lot of shit, turtle boy McConnell. They're really giving it to this guy. I saw one tweet that said something like, one guy from Kentucky is stopping us from getting $2,000 checks, which is true, but, or maybe not true. And we'll get into that in a second because he's not alone. But it's so funny how, right now in this political climate, everybody's eyes are on politics. That's something that I've noticed a while back, but it's ever so glaring now. Everybody's eyes are on politics. Normally, we as Americans, we're so individualistic in the sense that it's hard to focus on what really matters a lot of times because we're provided with plenty of distractions to deter our focus away from what we really should be focusing on. And it's these lawmakers and these legislators and the people that really make the decisions when it comes down to it on the direction that this country goes. And, we're constantly focused on other things. We're constantly distracted. But what I noticed was that what really called everybody in and to really look at what's going on was the election of Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump is very much an agent of chaos in every right. And his presence alone in the White House caused a lot of heads to turn and a lot of people to go, And a lot of people that weren't ever interested in politics became interested in politics. And now they're, regular CNN and MSNBC watchers. Some might be Fox News watchers, and it's so, crazy to me to just see this shift within the public, with people now recognizing what's really happening and who's really fighting for them. As I just stated, Bernie Sanders is getting hailed as a hero online, while Mitch McConnell is getting dunked on, and rightfully so, right? But it speaks to a larger problem that we as Americans have in our inability to hold these Congress people and politicians to the fire. There's no one to keep them in check whenever they're making the wicked decisions that they shouldn't be making while they're in Washington. And now, Donald Trump is going to leave the White House. He is. He lost the election. He will leave the White House, okay? Don't let anybody tell you any differently. But when Joe Biden arrives, what I feel like is going to happen is that a lot of people's brains are going to shut off. Because over these past 4 years, what's been keeping them into this stuff? It's been Donald Trump. I mean, we just saw it here, right? The stimulus talks were going to just roll over with $600 checks for everybody after Bernie Sanders put everything on the line along with Josh Hawley, right? In fighting for that money. They weren't going to get any money, but they put up a fight, so they got the 600. Then Donald Trump just came out of nowhere and just wreaked havoc and caused all kind of chaos. And now we're here, arguing for this $2,000 payment, right? And it was because of him stepping in. Now he stepped in late, but he stepped in, and here we are. And it's created this enormous amount of discourse, right? But you replace an agent of chaos with the most boring, bland, empty individual on the planet in Joe Biden. And then everybody goes, oh, well, it's back to normal, right? When in reality, nothing goes back to normal. People are still starving. The pandemic will still be here. The virus will still be raging through the streets, so on and so forth, right? But I will say very confidently that I believe that public pressure of these politicians will decrease when the new administration rolls in. They'll spew platitudes and cliches and empty words and say, oh, we need to restore the soul of this country. And then you'll go, yeah, we do need to restore the soul of this country. And you won't ask the questions, well, wait a minute, when are we going to get health care? Are you going to provide us with stimulus checks? People are losing jobs. What are you going to do about it? Wealth inequality is at an all-time high. Billionaires are, concentrating their wealth in ways that we've never seen. We live in a system where the people that are marginalized based on whatever quality isn't being helped by those that are supposed to serve them. And there's one guy by the name of Bernard Sanders that's putting everything on the line to help these people. And I remember back in 2016, and I didn't actually know this until a while ago. I remember when Bernie Sanders, and I wasn't really involved in politics at this time, but I do my research. But I remember when Bernie Sanders asked Elizabeth Warren to primary Hillary Clinton in 2016. And she said no. And so Bernie took it upon himself to run against Hillary Clinton. And that just goes to show you that this is a man that never really had any kind of presidential aspirations. His one sole and only goal is to help the American people and help the people that need it the most. And it saddens me greatly every time I think about what happened to his campaign. It got completely upended by the political establishment, the corporate Democrats, the media, the endless propaganda, the endless smearing. People that were supposed to be on his side smeared him. Even some of the same people that are praising him today was a part of that upending of his campaign. And it's completely depressing, and I feel nothing but pain when I think about those moments. But thank you to Bernie Sanders and anybody like him on the left that's contributing to these movements, that's trying to shift the Overton window and make life better for normal Americans everywhere across the country.